Hello everyone. Besides COVID-19, one of the hottest topic around is cryptocurrency.
Welcome to the world. Bitcoin festival ever happened in the history with world-class top speaker.
And we believe that Bitcoin is the best financial instrument to store your wealth against inflation and capture the value of your hard work so that it won't leak.
So the very, very good ideology about decentralized, one perfect example that would be Bitcoin. No governments in the world can manage it. It's 100% decentralized to every common man across the planet.
Bitcoin is deemed property by the IRS, and most countries deem it as property, which makes it an asset, not a currency. And the strongest currency is the dollar, and the strongest asset is Bitcoin.
It's not what I want or you want, it's what the institutions want. Institutions that are just stepping in or considering getting involved in allocating to crypto want one thing, Bitcoin. We're not going to print $2 trillion worth of paper. That currency is going to be digital.
So here's stocks. The government will make sure it doesn't crash. Gold will not crash, but crypto could. You know why? Because the Fed doesn't want to. Because the reason I like crypto, the reason I buy Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that stuff, is I don't like the Fed.
Hello, I'm Dr. Asher Idan, Bitcoin Academy lead professor. I will teach you how to know exactly when to buy Bitcoin and what the Bitcoin and the other crypto are going to do in the coming months.
Biggest gathering of Bitcoin enthusiasts coming together to create an extraordinary movement.
The Global Bitcoin Festival in this October. And this is a gathering of industrial experts and enthusiastic, passionate Bitcoin community. It is a movement. This movement aims to update, to promote, to educate the adoption of Bitcoin. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite you to join this movement. Yeah, sign up for the link below for this movement, the Global Bitcoin Festival. And I'll see you there. Hello, everybody. Greeting from paradise, otherwise known as Singapore. Today is Wednesday. Welcome to Wednesday. Wednesday is a day in the middle of the working week that many of us struggle to love. Okay, it is difficult to see Wednesday as exciting and thrilling because most of us spend Wednesday working hard. But okay, we work hard on Wednesday. We will have a wonderful, fruitful, and a restful weekend. Okay, that's for sure. And okay, so let's welcome this Wednesday. Now, as of today, Bitcoin is trading between 55, 56, 57 range. Now, a month ago, Bitcoin is only $39,000. So compared to a month ago, Bitcoin has gone up by 30%. Wow, 30%, that's kind of amazing. Now, at 39,000, many people may regret not going into it at that time. Today, it is 56,000, right? Around there. So the question here is Bitcoin still a good buy after this 56, 57,000? So let's discuss today. My name is Richard Tan from Success Resources. We are the world leading education provider. Every week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we stream live on Facebook and YouTube. We are making video about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency investing. So if this is a topic that you are interested to learn about, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Gently tap the thumbs up and notification bell so that whenever we have a video, you are the first to know. Now, I'm very delighted to bring my friend, Dr. Clemen to the program. He is no stranger to many of you because he is an authority in financial investing and also a very well-known teacher and coach to many thousands and thousands of students all over the world. Welcome, Dr. Clemen.
Wow! Good to see you again, Richard, and good to have every one of you on board with us today. Thank you for joining us, and thank you so much, Richard, for having me in your show. Thank you.
Dr. Clemen, as of today, Bitcoin is trading at about 56 range, 56, 57 range today. A month ago, it was only 35. Many people are always kind of regret, we should have gone in at that time, But now today at 50 plus, it is a good time to go in. In fact, is it a good time to go in after 57,000? So we will discuss today, but there's always a reason for price movement. Mostly is due to supply and demand, right? I mean, if there is a limited supply, there's a lot of demand, price will move. There's a lot of supply and there is no demand, the price will go down. More and more people are adopting Bitcoin, from using Bitcoin to buy car, even parking, property, and all kinds of things, right? Now, there is a government city, right, considering paying their civil servant with Bitcoin. This is not El Salvador, but USA. So question to you is, what do you think of this?
Wow, Richard, that's a great question. When we talk about civil servants, and in China, we take it from there. In fact, when China launched their own digital yuan currency, they start off top-down approach. All the civil servants receive their salary in digital yuan. So if we take this idea, what China is doing, and put it right now to the United States of America, here we go. Let's check this out. This is a really interesting article where we are looking at, holy moly, the city of Miami mayor says that plan advancing to pay city employees in Bitcoin. Now, this is not three things that came to my mind, Richard, is this. First thing was, hey, are they going to kind of make Bitcoin legal tender in Miami, just like what El Salvador is doing? No, they are not going for that yet. I think this is still early stage for them. But, the second thing that came about is, why is the mayor so interested in making this a major priority? Wow, the word is major priority. I'm going to point to this word right here. To be able to pay government employees in Bitcoin. And the reason is because this mayor has a very, very futuristic vision. And he said this, I want us to differentiate ourselves as a crypto capital of the United States, of the world. In this interview with Emily Chang from Bloomberg. And that's the reason why he, as a mayor, wants to attract investments. And not your traditional fiat currency investments. He wants to attract crypto investment. And that's really, really brilliant off the chart. And you know what? The moment they are able to pay city residents pay fees or potentially even taxes in Bitcoin, he will transform the entire city of Miami into a crypto state. Now, this is really, really gorgeous. And you know, every state is kind of competing for funds, competing for investments. And he kind of stepped out by taking the lead, making sure all the civil servants under him are receiving their payment in Bitcoin. But he is making a safe bet. Now, why do I say that? Because the safe bet says that, hey, you know what? If we would have been able to hold it from the moment I put the resolution on agenda, you'd be like up to 30, 40%, but I looked like a genius back then. But that's the way it works. In reality, Bitcoin increased about 20% since the February proposal by this mayor. So he's betting on what? Point number 3, on the rise of the price of Bitcoin. So he's not going to kind of bet his political life on a single maneuver like this. He had thought it through. He's also very, very well advised by all the city government officials surrounding him, as well as the crypto experts. And that's the reason why this is such a really exciting news for all of us, Richard. Thank you.
Yeah, Dr. Clemen, that he must be very, very brave to do that, you know, like to pay civil servant in Bitcoin, unless he really, really believe that Bitcoin is legitimate, and it is not only legitimate, it is better than US dollar. So it's a good thing for every one of us here who believe in Bitcoin, because government civil servant are collecting their pay in Bitcoin. So if you invest in Bitcoin, it cannot be wrong, because civil servant is collecting their pay in Bitcoin. So thank you, Dr. Clemen. Now, Success Resources, we've been running seminars all over the world. We are a global seminar company. And being a global seminar company that runs seminar in 70 cities around the world, we always have a challenge to consolidate all our collection, right? So it will be very difficult for us to find a payment gateway that can help us collect money globally because of foreign FX differences, correct? So we use a company called Stripe. Stripe is multinational, so I'm very familiar with Stripe, right? Being a collection company, right? Instrument, because they are multi-currency. Now, a few years ago, they were thinking of incorporating Bitcoin into their collection mechanism, but they drop it. You know, they dropped Bitcoin. Now, just 2 days ago, 1 or 2 days ago, they wanted in again. They want to incorporate Bitcoin as a collecting, as a mechanism of payment into their system. Now, question to you, Dr. Clemen, is why do you think this huge company changed their mind?
Well, that's a great question, Richard. And you know what? Just like my company, we are also using Stripe, we're using PayPal, we're using BitPay, and all these are the payment providers that we really have to be part of the ecosystem. In fact, for the Chinese market, we are talking about Alipay, WeChat, and so on, and as well as UnionPay. So let's tackle this really, really important question for all of us right here. Let me switch over to this article right here. And it says, in fact, the entire crypto community is kind of buzzing around in the world of Twitter, tweeting the fact that Stripe builds a new crypto team for payments 3 years after dropping Bitcoin. It's exactly what you have experienced, Richard. You know, back then, we were all excited. We thought that Stripe is going to take on the first lead to embrace cryptocurrency, but they drop it. But right now, they realize that, oh my gosh, the other players are doing damn well. What do I mean by the other players? So let's take a look at this company that's really backed by Shark Tank Mark Cuban. It's called BitPay. BitPay is just pure cryptocurrency payment provider. It is in the same world like PayPal and Stripe, but the only thing about BitPay is they only receive money purely based on cryptocurrency. So likewise, we are using BitPay, and any one of us, any one of you can send us Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the major coins as a form of payment to our company. Now, what I think they have observed 3 very important developments. Number 1, as I scroll down right here, first of all, I suspect they already can kind of find out BitPay is growing like crazy, leaps and bounds. Their volume is like going crazy. And that's the reason why when I come down to this really exciting tweet, they also need to follow the biggest player right now in the US public markets. That's none other than Coinbase and Robinhood. And what are they doing about it? Coinbase announced an NFT product this morning, and they're like, oh my gosh, everybody is moving so fast. They're moving to DeFi, into non-fungible tokens, and Stripe got to announce a payment team. Not even green light, they have to form the SEAL team first, all right? So they go about forming the team, meaning to say they're really thinking about it. But because number 2 point is, they probably seen the leadership of Square. Now, Square, as we all know, the founder is Jack Dorsey, and Jack Dorsey is also the founder of Twitter, right? So if I come and show all of us the stock price of Square, holy moly, you will begin to understand why, Stripe really need to change their model into cryptocurrency. This is the stock price of Square. Now, what they've gone through is not all the companies are able to go through like this, right? I mean, if you look at the pre-pandemic levels, they were only trading at between $50 to $70 per share. And right after the explosion of the pandemic in February, March, boom, here we go, mama. They went to the moon at 275. This is really, really big. And not only that, they went after, buy now, pay later, after pay in Australia, one of the biggest acquisitions that took place this year. And they kind of merged all the ecosystem. You have Square, you have buy now, pay later, after pay. And right now, they're also adopting cryptocurrency as a form of payment. So I'm using this as illustration to come back to this exact news announcement about Stripe. They are under threat right now. Unfortunately, if they don't go into the path of cryptocurrency, they'll be so left behind in the dust, they'll be smelling dust all the way. So that's the reason why, you see, they wrote out this whole Chang, Stripe co-founder, right? He said this: we started writing code the year after Bitcoin paper dropped. We always kept an eye on things. Bitcoin support 2013, 2015, my last few years development, new chain, stablecoins, DeFi are particularly exciting. That's exactly what we have a kind of a spotlight on: DeFi, NFTs, looking at Coinbase, looking at Robinhood, looking at BitPay. All these kind of add up the pressure, and that's the reason why, holy mama, we are talking about all of these parties here: Square, PayPal, MasterCard. They have all entered into the crypto space. And if Stripe doesn't want to catch up, they're going to be so left behind in the dust. And that's the reason why this is such an important announcement for the industry. Back to you, Richard.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, of course, Stripe is a payment company, and now they incorporate crypto and Bitcoin into their whole ecosystem. Now, for many individual, right? Maybe you are like them, like that. A couple of years ago, you thought of it, but you didn't go in, and now you might want to go in, Or institution who many years ago look at it and say, no, it's not for me. But now today, many institutions will also change, just like this company, same as this company. Now, there is this analyst, just 1-2 days ago, that put the price of Bitcoin at the end of the year to be above 100,000 and perhaps 150,000. And he believed that investor will hold on. When he hit 150,000, he believed that investor will still hold on and not sell off until it reached 200,000 mark. Yeah. So Dr. Clemen, can you help us understand the logic behind this analyst comment?
Well, this is a major discussion right now, Richard. We are really coming into the year-end rally, which is right now, we're already middle of October. Honestly, we only left with 2.5 months. 2 weeks in October, done, we are gone. November, 1 month, December, 1 month. So total 4 + 2, 10 weeks left into the game. Now, this 10 weeks is going to be really, really nerve-wracking because I think there's 3 major transitional points that we need to look out for. So what I done is kind of keep a very, very deep lookout for our community, all right? So I'm going to set this as the stage to mark out the 3 transitional points, and here we go. So step 1, there'll be the first major transitional point, which is the upcoming Bitcoin futures ETF approval. And the very first date that we are gunning for is exactly on Monday. This coming Monday, which is not that far away, only 5 days from today. Wow, it's getting very, very nervous, all right? So this is the first transition point because leading up to this date, Bitcoin will rise. But what happens is on this date itself, many of the pundits in the marketplace is saying that Bitcoin will drop. So first transition point, leading to 18, Bitcoin will rise. And on that day of the trading, we enter the second transition point, Bitcoin will drop. Now, it will drop to a point whereby we need to wait for the third transition point. And the third transition point will happen in the upcoming Bitcoin ETF approval. So there's a difference right here, right? The red box on top is the futures ETF. The red box at the bottom is the full-fledged ETF, right? So it's between the spot market and the futures market. So that is the third transition point, 21st of November. So first transition from now until 18th of October, first red box. 18th of October to 21st of November, there is a second transition point, all right? There will be a drop, and then leading up again to 21st of November, then we go into the third transition point from that day onwards. It's going to be major celebration for one entire month of November to December. So when I know about kind of fixated with all these dates in our mind, then the whole idea is how do we really protect ourselves, all right? So what I've done is, we come across this very important article by Pantera CEO, the guy with the name called Morehead. Wow, he definitely got more hits than us. he definitely can think better than us, right? So he published this very big article. And it's a very potent reminder to all of us that, hey, the day before a US Bitcoin ETF, I might want to take some chips off the table. Mama, what is he talking about? Why are we talking about taking some chips off the table, right? Because he showed us a very important date right here. We're going to do this exercise together right now. I think it's a really, really important exercise. And the first exercise is this. Leading to Chicago Mercantile Exchange, official trading of the Bitcoin futures ETF, or Bitcoin futures, not ETF, Bitcoin futures. That date was 17 December 2017, right? And the 12 months leading to that date, Bitcoin went up 2,440%, 24x. So I'm going to kind of take this 17 December, go and retrace 17 December. I want to see the actual candle of 17 December, right? I want to make sure I'm looking everything correctly, which is exactly this mama candle right at the peak right here. This is the mama candle. Right? So this is the mama candle. Can you see the tallest hair right there? That is 17th of December. And what we have seen, holy moly, Bitcoin was trading averagely about 4,000. Leading up to the date, everybody is kind of anticipating, okay, we're going to have a trading of a Bitcoin on Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Pam! Kind of a shot up all the way, boom! All-time high, 19,000 back then. Okay? So this one, okay, logical. But what he's saying is after that date, woohoo! Bitcoin kind of a move on a slide down. Because you need major news to kind of pump it up. And once you reach the peak of the acceleration, exuberance, everybody dropped down with a fatigue, bam, dropped to 7,000. Okay, so point number one, proven. Now we go back to point number two. Here we go. Coinbase direct IPO listing on New York Stock Exchange. And that date is 14th of April this year. 12 months before that date, Bitcoin rallied 8x. Now, I gone through this 8x. All right, this 8x is really exciting for our community because we kind of average price about 8,000. So we hit about 8 times 8, 63,000, 8x around there. So we're going to go to 14 April 2021 right now. Here we go. Boom. 14 April 2021. Let's see the beautiful candle right here. And I'm going to show you exactly which candle again. Again, it's always a red candle with a little hair on the top of the head. Just imagine a bald guy with one little, 14th of April, one little strand of hair at the top, which is exactly this little candle right here, mama. All right, again, it's the same as what you've seen in the December 2017. This is 14 April. So we are kind of excited about, okay, Coinbase is going to go IPO. And on this date, what happens? Before this date, I kind of zoom up again. We are looking at around $8,000 per coin. Here we go. This is the average price we were trading at, 8,000 per coin. And then leading up, holy moly, the rocket, boom, 63,000, right? So twice demonstrated, twice verified. And right now, the whole world is talking about what? The upcoming Bitcoin approval, Bitcoin futures ETF, which is right here. And if we are not careful, you know, we kind of really get distracted by all these jargons. That's the reason why I pan it out as transition point number 1. All the futures ETF one-shot approved. Now, it may peak either at the first approval or the last approval at 1st November. Depends on how the market reacts, because there are 2 ETF going to be approved on 25th of October, right here, these 2. And then these 2 are so close to each other between 2 days. It's not like Coinbase IPO 1 day, ring the bell, dun, 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 done. But this one is 2 consecutive days. We're looking at a 48 hours window. So in a sense, I will kind of put these 2 guys together and then put this pair together. And then you have a separation of 1st November. So there are like 3 very important points here. 1, 2, 3. Now, will this big box, the first transition, lead to the major peak? This is what we are anticipating right now. But then once it hit this major peak, everybody kind of acceleration, exuberance, hit a point of fatigue, you enter in the secondary box. This is the time where they say, okay, we need to take a break. So let me kind of type out this word called take a break. So let me type out right here, put this big box, and here we go. Take a break. Ding. All right. Now, this is a second transition, and then go to the third one. Ding. So there will be a period where it's taking a break. So from there, it kind of come down to here, go down to here. And then again, the dates here, again, we got to kind of be very, very precise about it. So this is one on its own. This one is just like 3 days apart. This is two of it as a same pair. And then the last one is Christmas Eve, 24th December. So if this thesis proven to be true by Dan Moorhead from Pantera Capital, guess what? The highest mountain peak, we're talking about Mount Everest kind of a Bitcoin peak, that will be Christmas Eve. And thereafter, please hold your horses. Always remember, place a stop limit. Do not be stubborn. You know, I was kind of hanging out with Bitcoin NQS this morning, and I was hearing some of the statements they were saying like, no matter what, we'll hold all the way. But I mean, you know, if you are sitting on few $1 million profits and overnight few $1 million profits become $300,000 profit, and $300,000 profit become 10 over 1,000 profit, 10 over 1,000 profit become red, would you still hold? My question to all of us, would you still say, I'm going to hold? So the good advice from any fund manager out there is take some chips off the table, put some defensive line. At least you know there are 3 transition points coming ahead. And that's the reason why, Richard, thank you so much for highlighting to us this very, very important point. Back to you, Richard.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, we are all very passionate about Bitcoin, not only ourselves, but there are many people out there and also organizations out there that are very passionate about it. And while we are organizing the Global Bitcoin Festival, they come in to support us. So I want to take this opportunity to acknowledge a few supporters. Number one is Gemini. Gemini Exchange is supporting us and publicizing this event to all their user and customers. So thank you, Gemini. Next, I want to also acknowledge Liquid.com. Now, Liquid.com is owned by one of the foremost exchange, like world-renowned foremost exchange, FTX. So we want to acknowledge Liquid.com for their kind support. And also Big Boy, which is Brian Adam. Now, Brian Adam has more than over 1 million followers on his YouTube and Instagram. He will be speaking in our event and also supporting our event by inviting all his 1 million people to come and attend the Global Bitcoin Festival. So we also want to acknowledge Fullerton Market that is also getting their user to come to the Global Bitcoin Festival as well. Of course, Dr. Clemen, we all acknowledge your kind support and also your sharing of wisdom. All this, well, thank you, Dr. Clemen. Now, we want to bring out this guy whose YouTube has been removed, account has been removed because he predicted that Bitcoin is going to 288,000 or even 500,000 just a few days ago. Now, YouTube reinstalled his account again. Now, many times some of these large social media platforms like Twitter and Facebook, Instagram, etc., they are all taking precaution against fake news, and they remove all accounts that are giving fake news. But YouTube, has removed this Anthony Pampiano account because he predicted that Bitcoin will go to 288K and even 500K, right? But later on, his account was reinstated again. So, Dr. Clemen, what is your take on this particular incident on Anthony Pampiano?
Wow, and it's like really, really deja vu, Richard. This morning at 6 a.m., I woke up just to enter in the Zoom call with Pom. We call him Pom, and he's really, really a powerful influencer. I want to show you guys, this is what has happened with the 4 hours shutdown, all right? So Pom, as you know, he has about 1.1 million followers on Twitter. Step number one. And because right now we live in a social media world, looks like the kind of voice of authority are those with significant number of followers, verified blue tick, and so on. So that's the reason why step one, he's able to go to different platforms and easily mobilize his community. All right, so we acknowledge that he's done very, very well on Twitter. Again, highlight the number, 1.1 million followers, okay? Then step two, he went to YouTube to do a live show, and this is called the best business show on earth. And he was talking about Bitcoin pricing, 288,000, and suddenly in the middle of a show, YouTube switched off the entire episode. Bam, just completely shut down. And you say, what the heck happened? Is there a technical glitch or what? And then next thing, YouTube sent an email saying, sorry, you are very dangerous. You're talking about very dangerous things. We got to shut down your episode. And he got so pissed off about it. At step two, he mobilized all his Twitter followers, and his Twitter followers include politicians, and say, we cannot have social media companies taking authority on whatever we are doing. This is wrong. And who is the robot or who is the human being that make the decision to just shut down my episode? Without any checks and balances, without any levels of approvals, do any other human being know about it? And what they found is just one crazy employee hired by Google who's running the YouTube team. That guy just pressed the button, click, gone. Episode is gone. No checks and balances, no different layers of authority or authentication, no follow-up with POM. They just shut it down. Now, the third point that is the most important point that raised by POM is this. If not for his 1.1 million Twitter followers, going out there, giving pressure to YouTube, giving pressure to Google, and people are writing to YouTube and say, because of what you did to POM, I'm going to terminate my subscription in YouTube. And because of the massive influx of pressure created by his followers, within 4 hours, they reinstated back that particular episode that was banned. But one single message remains, and that is this. How many more thousands, in fact, millions of YouTube creators, content creators who are working off their ass every single day, putting out good contents, and doing YouTube videos is not easy. Like Richard and myself, we've done over 50 episodes just talking on one subject, Bitcoin. This is high commitment level. You have 2 CEOs of 2 great companies dedicating time 3 times a week just to committed to cultivate a community of Bitcoin followers. That's a lot of effort. Now, what you guys see is just 2 poster boys in front of you, Boss Richard and me. But you don't see the team behind us. I'm supported by a team of angels. Richard is also supported by a team of angels. You cannot count the number of angels behind the scene just to put this show on live for you. So can all of you please say some thank you appreciation messages at your Facebook or Zoom or YouTube or wherever? At least say something. Give some acknowledgement for the work of angels behind the scene, the unsung heroes, and say thank you to them. And that's the reason why this message with POM is kind of deja vu. I was hanging out with him from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. And then we took a break at 30 minutes, 7:30, we came back. 7:30, we continued at 8:45. All of us are like crazy Bitcoin fanatics. And we talk about this issue really, really openly, right? And that's the reason why the only way out of such a situation where you feel at times you're bullied, you're cornered, you got no voice. Some bigger Goliath just swallow you up and you got a feeling. There's only one path. That is owning a Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin cannot be controlled by anyone. So China can go about banning it. It created the marketing effect. It created the viral effect for Bitcoin. Bitcoin restored back to the price higher than prior to the Bitcoin ban by China. Any government want to go and control it, manipulate it, guess what? It's just marketing. More and more people adopt Bitcoin because it's the truly only decentralized coin that will create generation wealth for you. For all the unsung people who cannot voice out when they are stampeded by the Goliath, this is the time you need to speak out with your voice by owning Bitcoin. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. I think also the other social media like YouTube, like just one person that probably hate Bitcoin or thought that Bitcoin is a scam. And when this Anthony Pompiano mentioned that Bitcoin is going to go up in price 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, they thought she felt that it's a scam, and then she shut it down. Now, one powerful message is that when Bitcoin become 100,000, or 200,000, it proved that it is not a fake message, and truly this is the value of Bitcoin that will shut their mouth, right? So now, okay, today is October 2021. Okay, Bitcoin price is 56,000 today. Now, if someone invested $100 in Bitcoin in 2001, how much do they have today in terms of dollars? So I'd like to open this question to the floor, to all of you who are logging in, and you work out this and then type the answer in the chat group. In 2011, listen carefully, 2011, which is 10 years ago, if you have $100 and if you have invested in Bitcoin in 2011 with $100, how much do you have today? So I like to give you, maybe half a minute to work it out, to think about it, or to guess what is the amount. If you know about it, you type in the chat group. If you don't know, you can guess how much is it. Okay, 100 million. Okay, 100 million. Okay, if you have $100 in 2011, 10 years ago, how much do you have? 5.5 million. Yeah. Okay, how much? 5.7 million. Thomas. Vic, 5 million. Okay, what else? How many different answers? Many of you are in the 5 million mark. How much is it? 1.68 million Lam. Okay, what else? What else? Okay, in the year 10 years ago, in 2011, you have $100 and then you invest in Bitcoin. How much do you have today? Right? Today, 5 million. Palm Rose, Christine. Okay, wow. What else? What others? 5.6 million. Okay, 57,000. Okay, 57,000. Susan say 57,000. What else? Okay, let's have another 10 seconds. Okay, what's the other answer? 57,000. 400 million. Okay, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so the question here is this: in 2011, if you have $100, $100, if you buy Bitcoin there in 2011, how much is it worth today, 10 years later, 2021? So Dr. Clemen, this question is for you. So that all the answer here, you have a lot of them in 5 million. One is 100 million, one is 5.5 million, 5.7 million. Lam is 1.68 million. And then Susan is 57,000. And Ashin is 57,000 also. Branson 400 million. There's 2.5 million. Mr. Han 2.5 million. Almost 57 million. Okay, Dr. Clemen, what's your answer?
Wow. This is the thing most of you do not know about my mentor, Richard, right here, right? He's a man of great, intense wisdom. And when he put out a question like this, I have to go through like 3 steps just to answer this question. So I want to walk through with you how I go about solving this very, very interesting question from Richard. And here we go. Step 1, very practically, I go to Google and I type in price of Bitcoin in 2011, all right? So that's my step 1. And I realized that, okay. So back in the days of 2009 to 2011, Bitcoin is worth $1. In fact, in 2008, we were early. The very first batch of Bitcoin that was released was 0.08. All right. And of course, it started to move up to $1. So if you have $100, step 2, you have owned 100 Bitcoin. That is step 2. Then question according to Richard is, how much would you worth today? So I know I own 100 Bitcoin. Step 3, I go to the Bitcoin chart, right? And the Bitcoin chart is showing me today, okay, I'm trading at 55544. So what I'll do is, here we go. I put out 55. No, that's too big. One more time. Here we go. This step 3 is a very interesting one, all right? So this step 3 is a question of math. So I put 55. Right now it's 389, okay? But I need to add 2 more zeros behind because I own 100 Bitcoin, all right? So after adding up the 2 zeros behind, then I put a comma here. After numeral 3, there's a comma. Then I put 1 more comma here. And what is the answer right now?
No.
Wait. Sorry, my wrong comma. One more time. And then I put 1 more comma here. All right. After every 3 decimal places, all right? Not decimal places, after 3 digits. So the final answer, according to this very wise question from Richard, is $5.538 million today. Am I correct, Richard?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. So that is the exact amount. So, well, it's between 5.5 to 5.7 million US dollar if you have put $100 10 years ago. Now, it is not too late right now. What will happen 10 years from now? 2031. Now, today, if you have invested in Bitcoin, what will the value be of Bitcoin in 2031? Now, if you have missed the opportunity right then, that time, you can say, well, in 2011, I am uneducated. I don't know about Bitcoin. I don't know about this cryptocurrency. It is still new. Well, what about 2012? What about 2013? What about 2014? What about 2015? What about 2016? What about 2017? What about 2018? What about 2019? What about 2020? What about 2021? You have 12, I would say 12 years, right, to decide whether you want to acquire this amazing instrument for you to create wealth. Now, maybe first few years forgivable, first 5 years forgivable, first 10 years, you should already wake up. 11 years, 12 years, I mean, you should already wake up and realize this is it. Now, if you have been made known for you, the first 3 years, you don't know, it's okay. First 5 years, it's okay. First 10 years, maybe still okay, right? Michael Saylor only come in last year after 11 years. Myself only come in this year, 12 years. But don't sleep for more than 12 years. This is my message to every one of you right now. Now, we are very passionate about Bitcoin, and because we believe that Bitcoin is an amazing instrument for every one of us to create wealth, not only for ourselves, but for a generation to come, as you have seen yourself. That's the reason why we are organizing the Global Bitcoin Festival, which is in the next couple of weeks. And we are going full swing, and a lot of people are coming in already. Make sure you share this program, the festival, with as many people as you know. This is a movement. The more people adopt Bitcoin, the more powerful is the movement. So, Dr. Clemen, have you got anything, right? Have you got anything to share with, any wisdom to share with everybody online right now, for those who have not signed up for the Global Bitcoin Festival?
Yes, absolutely. And Richard really shared with us really a heart-touching kind of narrative. You know, Richard stepped into Bitcoin this year. Michael Saylor stepped into Bitcoin third quarter of last year. I stepped into Bitcoin really, really big in the second quarter of last year. So we are all not like early, like 10 years ago in this narrative that Richard given us. If you bought Bitcoin in the year 2011 with $100, you'll be worth $5.5 million today. But the next 10 years is what counts, all right? So if you add 2 more zeros to 5.5 million, you're looking at 553 million. All right, add just 2 more zeros. But what does that mean? It means the event that we organized this year in the year 2021, because it ends with the numeral 1, you think of it as this is your first year. And according to Richard's wisdom, if you've been sleeping for the last 10 years, it's okay. But the next 10 years, if you are still sleeping and you miss this out, you really got to give yourself a 2 tight slap, all right? And that's the reason why the Global Bitcoin Festival is your first year. For whatever reason that you're not into this space yet, then you have no more excuses. I want the panelists to put out the link right now, so that they can go and click the link to register for this event. This is the most important part. Put out this link right now. And this event think of it as your first year into Bitcoin journey. And then you forecast it for the next 10 years. What will happen? Now, Richard has already shown you 2011 to 2021, the last 10 years. What has happened? You add 2 more zero behind it. That's it. And I think the next 10 years, you add 2 more zero behind it. However you start today, all right? So this is like 100 times, 10 years period. And this date is right now left 15 days counting down. The event is on 28 and 29 of October. And the time is really gorgeous from Singapore time, 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. in the morning, because we're catering to the global audience. And this is the single source event. You should come and finally make a decision. Now, some of you already taken your decision, but you're taking baby steps. And for us, like me and my group of Bitcoin crazy fanatics, some of them are already preaching about DCA, dollar cost averaging. Every month, whatever they earn, they go into Bitcoin, go into Bitcoin, go into Bitcoin. No matter what is the price, high, low, go into Bitcoin, So this is how feverish it is in my community of Bitcoin HUS. Now, how about you? You could have taken the first baby step, no problem. But once you completed a global Bitcoin festival, I think you completely be shaped by how powerful, how many smart people out there, how many rich people out there. And that is what you need to see. Michael Saylor today owns 100,000 Bitcoins. You're going to calculate by the price of Bitcoin today to determine how much he's worth. And these are very, very smart people. And we are not like, Satoshi. We're not like creator of Bitcoin. We're not like Vitalik, creator of Ethereum. We are just very, very passionate about Bitcoin because why? Richard and myself, we start off as a heart of a teacher. We've genuinely, honestly, from the bottom of our heart, believe that this is a generational wealth creation tool that can change ordinary men to become extraordinary. So I want to encourage you right now, go and register for the Global Bitcoin Festival. And I think, and I pray, this will be the best decision you ever made in your life. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. So the link is there. For those of you who have not signed up for the Global Bitcoin Festival, we'd like you to sign up. And by the way, it is free because it's sponsored by Dr. Clemen, myself, and Success Resources as a gift to educate the community to adopt Bitcoin and also to promote Bitcoin. So thank you very, very much for today. And I want to wish you wealth, health, and happiness in your life till we meet again this coming Friday. Thank you. Hello everyone. Besides COVID-19, one of the hottest topic around is cryptocurrency.
Welcome to the world. Bitcoin Festival ever happened in the history with world-class top speaker.
And we believe that Bitcoin is the best financial instrument to store your wealth against inflation and capture the value of your hard work so that it won't leak.
So the very, very good ideology about decentralized, one perfect example that would be Bitcoin. No governments in the world can manage it. It's 100% decentralized to every common man across the planet.
Bitcoin is deemed property by the IRS, and most countries deem it as property, which makes it an asset, not a currency. And the strongest currency is the dollar, and the strongest asset is Bitcoin.
It's not what I want or you want, it's what the institutions want. Institutions that are just stepping in or considering getting involved in allocating to crypto want one thing, Bitcoin. We're not going to print $2 trillion worth of paper. That currency is going to be digital.
So here's stocks, but the government will make sure it doesn't crash. Gold will not crash, but crypto could. You know why? Because the Fed doesn't want to. Because the reason I like crypto, the reason I buy Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that stuff, is I don't like the Fed.
Hello, I'm Dr. Elon, Bitcoin Academy lead professor. I will teach you how to know exactly when to buy Bitcoin and what the Bitcoin and the other crypto are going to do in the coming months.
biggest gathering of Bitcoin enthusiasts coming together to create an extraordinary
The
movement.
Global Bitcoin Festival in this October. And this is a gathering of industrial experts and enthusiastic, passionate Bitcoin community. It is a movement. This movement aims to update, to promote, to educate the adoption of Bitcoin. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite you to join this movement. Yeah, sign up for the link below for this movement, the Global Bitcoin Festival. And I'll see you there.